Hello friends, and thank you for joining me. The Earth boasts the most powerful example of poetic juxtaposition. Its potential to both give and take away at its own maniacal will make it seem simultaneously loving and cruel, almost bipolar. Humans, the antagonists, and Earth, the protagonist, have clashed throughout human history. The recent century has been no intermission. It seems, however, as more and more debate brings the Earth's health center stage, the human role in the Shakespearean tragedy called time may be in question. We find ourselves situated in the rising action of the story. An overwhelming majority of the world's climate scientists are taking to the pulpits and the stages and the soapboxes to tell us that the Earth's health is in trouble. Do not allow this diagnosis to lower your guard on our planet. It's far from weak. Our planet's most awe-inspiring tool is water. Water is immensely powerful. Its vast abundance only serves to magnify its potential. When harnessed properly, it can create energy to power our homes, our cities, and most importantly, our bodies. As a society, we often overlook water's role in our lives, probably because of its immense abundance. My hope for this video is simple and unassuming. It will shed light on the different threat that humanity now faces: the global water crisis. You're probably thinking, but wait, the Earth is covered in water, right? It's a phenomenal question. You're not alone in your assessment. You'd be in the majority in stating that the Earth is covered in water. In fact, 70% of the Earth's surface is water. Unfortunately, only 1% of that 70% is readily available and able to be used. So what does this mean for the world? Many people, especially in developed countries, may not feel the effects of this directly. I certainly did not. To that point, however, 1.1 billion people worldwide are situated such that access to water of any kind does not exist. While 70% of the world's fresh water supply is used for agriculture, the World Wildlife Foundation estimates that 60% of that is not utilized due to faulty irrigation and irresponsible application methods. Like the many crises humanity has faced before, the individual also contributes to the issue. You may be thinking, is there really anything one individual can do to change the fate of the world? Surprisingly, yes. It will take a major look in the mirror for most people, but yes. To take that hard look in the mirror, I gathered some base data on my own water consumption. It was both humbling and eye-opening. Like many of you, I knew my habits were probably wasteful in nature, but I didn't think that they were this wasteful. In the end, I was able to cut my water consumption by an average of 58% per week by making a few simple behavioral changes in my daily water use routine. I identified the 4 household wasters of water through research and focused on the shower, the clothes washer, the faucet, and the toilet. On the most basic level, I limited the amount of time I spent in the shower to under 4 minutes. I held myself accountable for the amount of times I flushed the toilet. I turned the water off when I brushed my teeth, and I only did full loads of laundry once a week. I can honestly say that none of these changes affected my life negatively. I didn't find myself any less clean. I found myself doing the same amount of laundry with less water. And for those of you that are wondering, I did not adopt the if it's yellow, let it mellow routine into my life. I certainly flushed the toilet after every use. I just didn't find myself throwing random things down the toilet just to get rid of them. The data, the scientific factors, the scientific community, and my experience all share certain truths. They are straightforward, they are clear, and they all point to a water scarcity crisis that we all have a stake in. Allow me the moment to make this claim. Based solely on the numbers taken from my own experience, we, the collective population of the first world nations, all have an opportunity to do our part to reduce the amount of clean water we consume. Clearly, simple habitual changes in water usage can have a drastic effect on the amount of water consumed by the collective. If this were to multiply over billions of people, the world would experience a noticeable difference. Let me leave you with some inspiration to get started. The 44th President of the United States spoke to the power of the individual by saying, "One voice can change a room, and if one voice can change a room, then it can change a city. And if it can change a city, it can change a state. And if it can change a state, it can change a nation, and if it can change a nation, it can change the world. Your voice can change the world." Now I understand that this rhetoric may have been purposed for a different task at a different time, but it remains truth in any endeavor that is seemingly insurmountable. Individual efforts matter.